Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey, I have a question. So, how many of you love getting up in the morning? Do you find yourselves doing push-ups or walking or some sort of physical activity? Well, today's episode takes us into a musical that did just that with its performers. In order to replicate what it was like to be in basic training and the fact that no performer was exempt from this training, made this show one for the history books. Time to get out of bed and give me 20, because this is The Army. So this is The Army is an American musical review with a book by James McCall and music and lyrics by Irving Berlin. The musical is in two acts, designed to boost morale in the U.S. during World War II. The review opened on Broadway at the Broadway Theater in July of 1942, running for 113 performances, and was entirely produced by the U.S. Army in 1942 with a cast of U.S. soldiers for the benefit of the Army Emergency Relief Fund. Berlin insisted on racial integration and was permitted to add African Americans into the show, which was seen as unconventional for the United States Army at the time. The show was a great success, with an opening night gross of over $45,000, which, according to the New York Times, is probably a world's record for an opening night. The New York Times article went on to say that it became evident to all concerned that this was the best show of a generation. Due to the show's success, a national tour of the production would commence. The first national tour of the review went to Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia before continuing to Baltimore, Boston, Cleveland, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Detroit, Chicago, Los Angeles, and ending its run in San Francisco. By that time, it had not only earned $2 million, which is equivalent to about $33 million today, for the Army Emergency Relief Fund, but the company of men on stage were the only fully integrated U.S. Army outfit. In 1943, the show toured the UK, appearing at the London Palladium and the Glasgow Empire Theatre, following their tour of Great Britain. The cast of 150 American soldiers were sent to Africa to play before Allied soldiers, then joined America's fighting forces. Proceeds of the British tour were given to the British service charities and the soldiers of the Allies, as well as every enlisted American man would see the show free of cost. The end of the war saw the end of the show. The last performance took place on the island of Maui, Hawaii on October 21st, 1945, with Irving Berlin once again singing his "Oh, How I Hate to Get Up in the Morning." This is The Army is today and will forever be a landmark work of the American musical theater. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed this, please comment on what you liked or disliked. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to see other videos like this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, that's a wrap.